Hey everyone, welcome to All About the Joy. This is Culture and Consequence with Carmen and Andrea. How are you, Andrea?
I'm good. It's been all about the joy for this past week, so things are good.
Oh, tell us why.
Nothing major, just, it was my birthday, so that's always a happy day for me.
I didn't tell anyone because I hadn't asked you if I was like, she just couldn't make it or whatever. But I didn't even say it on Friday Night Live. Like, I didn't even mention it because I don't know. And so, yes, it was your birthday.
I love my birthday. It's a happy day, so we had fun. Very chill, as always. And then if you're a sports fan, the last week has been off the hook. Off the hook.
Yeah.
So it's been great. I've been having a lot of fun.
Okay, so let's first talk about the Knicks. As a Bostonian, it's really hard to be so happy and joyful for the Knicks.
As an Angelino, same, girl, same.
Okay, so let's clarify this because there was a conversation with Mario where he was saying he was for Houston. I was like, what? I was appalled by that.
San Antonio.
Whoever, fucking Texas. It's all the same shit to me. I'm sorry, San Antonio. But he was for Texas. And I was like, there's no way I would ever in a million years. But so you were for the Knicks as well.
Look, I don't care about basketball at all. Right?
I mean, I don't either after the 80s and 90s.
I was into it when and it was like Shaq and Kobe, and I went to some games, and that was very exciting, even the tail end of the Michael Jordan years, whatever. But it was just fun and exciting, and they hadn't won in so long. So I'm always an underdog person. Not that they were the underdog necessarily. It was just fun.
And there was, you know what? I'm going to say this because it really was all about the joy. I didn't know any person on that. I couldn't name one person on the Knicks, but that Jalen guy who turned around and said he didn't want all that money, that he wanted the money to go and get other good players to help them. I'm like, you see what I'm saying?
I learned all of this after the fact.
Yes.
Right? I didn't know. I literally didn't watch any of it. I turned on the last 20 minutes. That's how involved I was.
Okay. I did a little better than that. But even things like, and this is so silly, but it's not, even seeing Spike Lee be so happy.
That man has put the time in, okay? He deserves this win.
He totally did. I just felt for him. So there was so much joy for the Knicks, and their parade is happening today. And
just the spontaneous eruption of joy around that city. It was like, I get chills just thinking about it.
Yeah.
It was like, yes, this is what the people want.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like they want to come together and have something to be happy about.
And also Mayor Mamdani, who I just, I don't know. I just love him too. I think he's a remarkable human. I just want him to do well. Yeah. And he really does embody joy. I'm like, does he ever not smile? Like, does he's
a happy person, which you look at a lot of these other folks and you just know they are so deeply, deeply unhappy, right? He's a happy, joyful person. He clearly loves his city.
He does.
He loves people, I think, in general. That comes across. And he wants to do well, and he wants to improve people's lives.
And can I say this part too? Because I think it's important. What I'm seeing in Mayor Mamdani is this ability to get joy by helping other people, right? And so when we think about politicians who go into it, I always used to believe they would go into it for the right reasons, right? But it's become so corrupt.
Fuck you, Carmen.
Fuck you. I believe there are good people in the world, okay?
I am a cynical bitch, okay?
I think Barack Obama is a good person. I think Hillary Clinton was a good person. I think I can go down the list. I even think, I know this, you'll hate this, I think George Bush was incompetent, but I think he was a good person. Yeah, I know. I think John McCain was a good person. I think I may have disagreed with them, but there was a time when people went into politics, what's his name? Kennedy, from Boston, like there were people who were good people, but then they get corrupted, or I can disagree with you and still think you're a good person.
Yeah.
But I think that time has shifted. People get into politics for all the wrong reasons. And they forget, and this is what Mamdani is making me believe again, is you get into politics because you get a joy. You get something back from helping your own community. And I think people have forgotten that. That's all I'm saying. Yep. You're so cynical.
I agree with you. I'm agreeing with you on that point.
I still think, you don't think Ted Kennedy was a good person? You don't think John McCain was a good person?
Ted Kennedy?
Well, Ted Kennedy, I know he killed somebody, but
that was the wrong Kennedy.
It's the wrong Kennedy. All right, let's leave Ted Kennedy out of this. I'm just saying.
My mom's gonna come up here and start beating my ass.
Boston. Look, listen. And he ended up paying for that for the rest of his motherfucking life. Like, he ended up trying to do good after all of that. Was it an accident? Listen.
That's I'm sure it was an accident. Let's put it that way. I'm sure it was an accident.
Let's just say I shouldn't have brought up Ted Kennedy. I admit it right now. Okay. My point is, John McCain, George Bush, you just hate everybody who's Republican.
I don't.
You do. Oh,
look, I believe that John McCain was a good person for most of his life. He fucked it all up in the end, but yeah.
You're talking about what's her name? Sarah, whatever her name was. What?
Sarah Palin.
Yeah. And again, I think he regretted that as well. I don't think that was a bad move. That was so stupid. That was a stupid move. But yeah. So here's my point. I feel like Mayor Mamdani is getting back to that place where you would hope people, I think AOC, and I disagree with a lot of things she does. I think she's a good person. She went into it for all the right reasons. Yeah, you're wrong on this. You're right about Ted Kennedy. Not the best example.
I haven't even stated a position here, but anyway, go ahead.
I think everybody knows. I stated a position. Oh my God. Anyway, it was we're so happy for the Knicks. We're so happy for New York. We're so happy on so many levels. And it just really was joyful. And then let's talk about soccer, football. Come on now.
I love me some World Cup. Yes, I do. It's so fantastic. Great. Yes.
Yeah. I know nothing about football at all. I know about as much about football as I do about tennis, which if you know, I know nothing. So, but I know that people are so happy. We had people here at our apartment complex who were working on the thing and they all had their phones on. And I'm like, who's playing? They're like, whoever. What? I didn't even pay attention. They're like, blah, 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 blah. And they're just all so excited as they're working. And I'm like, that is so cool. It's so awesome.
So fun. Like, I really do enjoy it for all kinds of reasons, right?
But you know the game of football.
I know the game. Soccer. I know the game. I do. But it's just I think, look, FIFA is a horribly corrupt organization. That's another conversation. But this is true, love of the game sport for most of these players, right? Yeah. And so you get some of these smaller countries that make it in and they've got their first goal ever in a World Cup and the entire country is celebrating it. It's just so exciting. I love the walkout with the little kids. I love the
community
anthems,
of it too.
I just love it.
Okay, so the one part that I love though is the fashion. Right? That's the part that I like. And these teams come out from the airport when they land and they're all dressed just absolutely in unison, beautifully done. And one of the things I sent you was, I actually sent you the good video. I didn't send you the bad video.
You the bad video. No,
I did not send you.
He loves it. I love it. It's great.
Yeah, no, the reason why I sent it is because I think John Vila, that's the guy that I follow who does fashion all the time. He's pretty incredible. And I'm going to show that clip.
Okay.
DRC, come to the front. Y'all did not have to embarrass everyone like this. Democratic Republic of Congo is also back at the Men's World Cup for the first time in over half a century, and they are not holding back. Alvin Jr. Mack of the brand J-Mac by Paris created these exquisite suits in honor of the team's nickname, Les Léopards. Before anyone says this looks like a Cartier ripoff, I love the Cartier Panthère line as much as anybody. The people of the Congo knew about panthers or leopards long before the French. As we talked about around last year's Met Gala, the Congo has a long history of impeccable, audacious delicious dressing. These are known as sapeurs, or followers of La Sape, which Mac wanted to pay tribute to. And these suits are sapeuring. Classic single-breasted black suit, very simple, tearing across the front of these asymmetric panels of leopard print that reads sort of like a pelt. I love that it has this point, almost like the lapel of the jacket, but swooping downward. And the bags I am in awe of. This shape is so powerful and fluid, so imposingly large. It has these high points, sort of like the emblem of the DRC's Football Association, but it's also reminiscent of a shield of some kind, or how a pelt might look when it's laid or stretched out. So luxurious, but formidable. And the brooch just adds a little sparkle and dimension in case we missed the leopard message somehow. This is such an impressive fit, a great way to present themselves at the beginning. I hope they score so many goals. Let me know what you think of this look. Okay, bye.
So there were people, I'm going to say dumbass people, who were commenting on how ugly the outfits were, or how they didn't dress up enough or whatever, because they didn't like the fashion. And they were like, why are they showing up like this? And they were talking about the Democratic Republic of Congo, the DRC, that team. Right?
It's their first World Cup goal ever yesterday.
Oh, really? Did they? And that's a great thing. Okay, yay!
And they tied, I think it was Portugal, who were one of the top teams. So they're
really,
yeah, it was great. It was great.
So it all started with their fashion, I'm thinking, right? Yeah. Just kidding.
They knew what they were doing.
Here's what I want to say. When I talk about people who shouldn't talk about what they don't know, this is what I'm talking about. Because when you do not understand fashion and you are just racist, we're going to talk about racism today a lot.
Surprise.
Surprise. Then you make comments about things that you know nothing about. I don't know every single fashion icon and designer on the planet either. But what I will not do is when I see, can we just say soccer, football? I'm saying soccer because Americans call it soccer. What's the proper term? Football, right?
It's football.
Football.
Literally everywhere else in the world
calls it football. Okay, so I'm gonna call it
because
football.
you play with your foot. Unlike football here. But anyway,
I got it. Yeah, which you play with your hands. Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. When you don't know what you're talking about, this is what I mean. Don't talk about what you don't know. If you don't understand, oh, I know what I was going to say. Football has the hottest men.
Girl,
that's what I was going to say.
Another reason why I love the World Cup.
I
love it.
Not know how gorgeous. I mean, the fashion is really important too.
These are some fine fit
so
men.
Beautiful. And here's the thing: you can choose not to like the fashion that you're seeing, and this is what I mean by racism. The woman that I saw, whose video I will not promote, right? She was young, white woman, and she was talking about how ugly these outfits were, how they don't have fashion sense. She was just, and by the way, the ratio of comments was beautiful. Just everybody going in there, whatever. You can choose not to like fashion, but if you don't know anything about designers or about the continent of Africa, because clearly she didn't know that either.
Intentionality behind why someone's
all
wearing
of it. And also it was, to me, it was exquisite. These gentlemen coming off with the suits, because so many came out with track suits and stuff, which was fine too, but just beautiful. And then I think it was
baby.
I'm sorry?
I said, whatever you want to wear, baby.
That's right. Hey. And there was also the men from the Ivory Coast. Did you see those? What they were wearing all white with the orange? I was like, oh. And let me just say something. There's something about beautiful dark skin and bright colors. I'm not dark enough to pull it off, but just that orange color, I don't know. Sexiest men I've ever seen in sports. Sorry.
Yes. Don't be sorry. It's a good, happy thing.
Yeah. So let's bring it down a notch and talk about something bad. Mm-hmm. Again, racism. Look, tomorrow is Juneteenth, which I'm excited about. And I think everyone in the United States should be celebrating it. Joe Biden was the one who signed this holiday into law. And it is not a Black holiday. It is a United States holiday. And if you don't know what Juneteenth is, you should know. But basically, in the simplest form, emancipation, right? We were told that it was over, right? During the war, we were like, okay, we're done. We have won. Slavery is over. But it wasn't till 2 years later that people actually found out about it. Remember, we don't have cell phones. We don't have all these different things, but also people weren't talking about it, right? Because they wanted to keep their slaves.
Primarily, right? I want to say in Texas, could be wrong, but
probably. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, it's not like the slave owners are going to go in there and say, oh, hey, guess what? You're free.
I did print it out. So the timeline of the proclamation was September 22nd, 1862. President Lincoln issued the preliminary Emancipation Proclamation. It gave Confederate states 100 days to surrender or face the liberation of their enslaved populations. You know they didn't do that. So January 1st, 1863, the official final proclamation was signed and took effect, declaring that all enslaved people are and henceforth shall be free. That's a quote unquote. So what ended up happening was Juneteenth is a celebration annually on June 19th. It commemorates the day of 1865 when enslaved African Americans in Galveston, Texas, you were right, finally received word of their freedom more than 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was issued. We should all be celebrating this. This is a beautiful part of our history. I don't understand why so many people don't get that. It is such an enormous thing that we were able to say we did something wrong. And when I say we, I mean you. Because I would be a slave, right? Yep. I would have been a slave. I can't really take that on, but we should be so proud as United States people and being like, you know what, we had something wrong and we're making it right. And let's celebrate that as all of us. And look at, as much as I'm kidding, the thing is, and Andrea knows this, when it comes to like period pieces and movies, it's really hard for me to not connect the dots that I'm not actually there. Like I know I'm going in a different segue. So even when I talk about it, I know where I'm at in that time period when we're talking about this. So I can't actually talk about it as a white person. Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
Definitely.
How do you see it as a white person? Do you find joy in this day, in this holiday?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I guess, okay, here's where I look at. I don't necessarily find joy in this holiday because I think it's a fucking tragedy that it took 2 years for people to find, or more, for people to find out. I would rather us truly celebrate the end of the Civil War or the actual date of the Emancipation Proclamation, just as we do the Declaration of Independence. Right.
But you know why this was taken up, because this is when enslaved people found out. So that's why we celebrate
it. I get it. I totally get it. And there's just that disconnect for me where it's like, it sucks that it took this long. I'm happy.
Well, it sucks that it happened at all.
Well, I know. I know.
That's what I'm saying.
But I think it goes back to a running theme in this, in our conversations, which is we've got to know our history. And if we're not celebrating this nasty, dark, original sin, you know, the end of this, then we're not actually honoring and understanding our history, right? You're right. It should absolutely be joyous and a celebration that we ended this. Yes, it started this way, but we ended this.
Yeah. I think if more white people could see it that way, it would be easier to move through. I think it's I don't know how to keep talking about this without getting frustrated, but it's like, I don't know why white folk get so up in arms about racism, talking about racism and denying that it exists when it is clear it existed because it's still here. Like it's rooted in something that happened. And it's like, if we could talk about it for real, we could actually move through it. But there's this weird inability. It's almost like, okay, I'm going to talk this way because this is how I would talk to you straight up. I'm not saying it's white people's fault that slavery happened, like you here today, but it is your fault to not acknowledge it.
Right.
And move through it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that there is
it guilt? Why would you have guilt? It wasn't guilt, you.
And also, I think a sense of like not wanting to take responsibility for it. right? Not wanting to take it on, I think. I don't know.
Who's asking you to take responsibility for something that you didn't actually do?
I think people feel that way, though, right? Like they don't.
They don't feel it that deeply because they keep pretending it didn't exist, right? Like they don't.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to figure out a good analogy. I don't really know. I'm just grasping.
No, I know.
But if one of your parents murdered someone or was a drunk driver and killed a family or something like that, you didn't do it, but do you want to acknowledge it and talk about it? I mean, probably not. I don't know. I'm just grasping.
I guess that's a good example, I guess. But here's the thing. Do we hold the child of the murderer responsible for what, right? Like, I mean, I guess that's what it is. If I met somebody and found out that their parents murdered somebody or something, I don't think I would hold that person, that child,
not at all,
or the descendants of
what a horrible thing to also happen to you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And that, okay. See, this is why I love talking to you, because that's the insight I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I actually believe it's a horrible thing that has happened to white people.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Like that you have to deal with the bullshittery of what happened back in the day, because you, being a good person, would never have treated folks like that, supposedly, because that's what you're telling me. I'm just saying, supposedly. You know? Well, no, but actually good people wouldn't have.
And there were a lot of good people, white folks, not a lot, but some, who fought against it.
There's a lot of good white folk.
I'm just, at the time, who
like
were
I
fighting
said,
against it.
John McCain, Ted Kennedy. I know. Like, I'm from Boston. I know it's a tough one. If you don't know what happened to Ted Kennedy, or not happened to Ted Kennedy, or what Ted Kennedy did.
I
know. You know what? Your mom. I'm gonna get a call from your mom. I haven't talked to her forever. All of a sudden, it's gonna be a phone call.
My mom's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing? How dare you?"
You guys will have to go look that up. I don't even know. Okay, I don't know. Anyways, all right. This is like a really funny conversation. It has been a good week. But let's talk about another bad thing.
Let's bring it down.
Yeah, let's bring it down. Well, first, let me just say I am really, really happy that the Obama Presidential Library is opening this week. Today,
it's happening right now, right?
It's happening. Right. Well, right now is the concert and the celebration, but it actually opens tomorrow on June 19th. Juneteenth. Right. But Bruce Springsteen, all of the stars are going to be there, and all of these speaking events, and they're having all of these things, and it's supposed to be amazing. And I'm really happy about that. With that said, I think a lot of people saw what happened. I don't know if you saw it. I saw it on Instagram, because there's no way I was going to be watching that bullshittery on the White House, the UFC fight. That I don't even want to say that man's name anymore. But anyway, Trump had his little birthday party or whatever, and blah, blah, blah. The UFC fighter, whose name I don't even know and I don't want to know, disparaged the first lady. And let me just play this clip.
The financial backing of this event became even more disturbing, even more gross. After the winner of one of the fights, Josh Hokett, made this disgusting comment following his win. I would prefer to ignore this, and I did yesterday. But for this to be broadcast from the White House with all these corporations sponsoring it on a day supposedly celebrating our country and patriotism, this has to be called out and covered.
And lastly, Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America?
Importantly, Joe Rogan, in an inexplicably bizarre short tie, says nothing. Nothing. Obviously not someone who can think on his feet. It's a despicable thing to say about the former first lady of our country, and yet something that has been met with silence from Donald Trump, from Joe Rogan there, who was holding the microphone, literally holding it, could have pulled it away, could have said that's too far, could have said no, she's not. It's been met with silence from everyone who attended. It's been met in silence from all the high-ranking people who were there, from all the successful companies that lots of people support by buying their products. Those companies sponsored the event, and those companies' leaders have said nothing about the guy that won the fight, screaming Michelle Obama is a man. Someone did push back, and I'll admit I was somewhat surprised by who it was. UFC's CEO, friend of Donald Trump, Dana White, denounced that comment. He said, quote, "I understand that the Obamas are public figures, but I'm completely against saying nasty and false things about people's families. Everyone knows my position on free speech, but I hate that kind of nonsense," end quote. So, for once, good for that statement from that person. But it makes it all the more stunning that none of the companies have said anything. And that lack of condemning those comments, the lack of outrage from anyone else speaks volumes.
So I don't think there needs to be an explanation as to why this is bad, but I want to be really clear about something. There is a historical reason why calling Black women men, that is also racist. And I don't think people fully understand. This isn't even about Michelle Obama, although it is. But when you talk about Black women being men, the reason why that is racist is because, especially during slavery times, but even today, there's this idea that if you turn around and make women, Black women, less feminine, make them less of a, like white women, less fragile, less needing of comfort, then you can hurt them. You can treat them like shit. You can rape them. You can, right? And that's what was happening during slavery times. Do you understand? I mean, I know you understand that, right? But
yeah, absolutely. Yes, you can treat them as less than and not protect them and all of those things. And you see the ongoing results of that in institutionally, right? With healthcare and all of those, incarceration, all of that.
Yeah. And when you act as if nothing hurts them and they're so strong, right? Like even like I remember as a kid, not as a kid, but as a teenager, oh, you're so strong. You're a strong Black woman. And there was that weird, like that weird thing. You're a strong Black woman. You can do it. There was this weird thing that I know people meant well, but what was happening was you were being stereotyped into that negativity part of it, which is
right.
You're never going to feel pain. You don't cry. You don't need help. You don't need, and that all
you can handle whatever we throw your way, which is going to be a whole fucking hell of a lot.
Yep. And no one needs to help you because you can stand on your own. Yep. You can, because you're like a man. You're like a man, right? There's this whole weird thing. So that UFC fighter, he was the one that was drunk and throwing up on himself at the beginning. The whole thing was a fucking ridiculousness. So white trash. Total white trash at the White House. That's exactly what that was. Thank you for saying that, because that's absolutely what it was.
Yep.
But the reason why it's important to me is this, nobody said anything.
Yeah, that is just immensely disappointing, not surprising in any way. When you think about, like, this is what I thought of, and you probably won't like this, but think about what happened to people when they told the truth about Charlie Kirk and who he was and the things that he said after he was murdered, which was terrible. He should not have been shot to death on essentially live television or whatever, recorded. But nonetheless, after that happened, people used his own words to tell the world about who he was. And people were fired from their jobs and all kinds of things like that, lost endorsements and whatever it may be. And then you have this person saying these things and you get absolute silence. It's fucked.
I think the hypocrisy of this administration is evident, right? If you agree, this is what Charlie was saying in the last episode, right? If you agree with Trump, then you get your praise and you get promoted and you get the job and you get whatever. Yeah. But if you don't agree with him, then you get just whatever. So that part is one thing. But when you're talking about these big brands, which I have to give a call out to Nicole Wallace because she was so angry about it and she did put it on her show.
Yeah.
Just this kind of, we've gotten to a place where we think it's just normal to be crude and cruel and unkind, and that we're allowing other people to do that. And that's normal now. The only joy I have in all of this is that, again, President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama are opening their presidential library, and they've been all over social media and in the news and doing all these beautiful interviews. And her elegance, his elegance, it doesn't matter what you say about them. They still shine. I don't care if you don't agree with their politics. He has been one of the most brilliant presidents of our time. I'm not even talking about policy. I'm talking about the Mamdani thing. I'm talking about I care about the people thing. You know what I mean? And if you're confused, Trump is so jealous of that man.
Oh,
lives rent-free, baby.
Oh,
Rent-free.
That's what I was thinking. In addition to all of this stuff about the sponsors, right? I don't know who that guy, I don't know anything about UFC. I don't even know what that is really, but like,
yeah,
this is, apparently he said this after he won a match or a game or whatever.
He won the match,
like,
whatever.
This is your moment of glory. And that's what's happening in your head.
Yeah.
That's what you have to say.
Yeah.
Talk about rent-free. Like you just could never. That's the thing.
Why?
You could never. You could never do that.
Yeah, and like, why that? Right? He's a piece of shit, but Joe Rogan is the one holding the mic. Joe Rogan, who I give a fuck about, just not even being able to be like, dude, or something, do something.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean by normalizing.
Yeah.
Being crude and being cruel and being mean, being disrespectful. Like, even if you hate her, even if you hate him, where is our sense of respect? Where is our sense of, and then somebody's going to turn around. I know I'm going to get this email, so let me just answer it right the fuck now. You don't respect Donald Trump. You're right, I don't. I have no respect for Donald Trump.
Not even that much.
None. But you know what I wouldn't do? I wouldn't talk about his wife. I'm going to say nothing. Because I was taught, if you don't have something nice to say, shut your fucking mouth. You know what I mean? Like, keep your mouth. That's not the saying. What's the saying? If you have nothing to say, don't say nothing at all, or something like that. Yeah. In my neighborhood, it was shut your fucking mouth. I
mean, look, I'm a person who talks a lot of shit. I'm just going to say it, right? I talk a lot of shit, and so
I edit a lot on this. It's
right? But like, just the thought of like having a national/international audience, and this is my moment of like, I have achieved something. I don't know what it is, and that's what you would say.
Right. I'm getting my Oscar.
Small, sad.
Wait, I'm getting my Oscar, and my first thought is to diss Melania Trump. It makes no sense.
Right? Like, oh my God.
Right.
Like, they're just, that's all they have. That's how you know it's a cult. That's all they have. They don't have anything positive. They don't have anything that benefits anyone, that improves life, that's like a positive thing that they're trying to do. That's all they fucking have.
Yeah. And that's a really good thing too. You made a really good point. When you have to step on someone else to lift yourself up, like that weird pride in, I don't even know, that to me is not part of this country at all. It should not be. But I don't even know where that comes from. That's like a weird idea. Let me step on someone else and get bravado applause and get it's a weird thing to be happy about.
We all know what that looks like when we see it and what that means. You see it in movies, you see it on playgrounds, you know what that is, a person whose life is a fucking mess. That's the villain, that's the bad guy, that's the person you don't want your kids to be around or be like, or all, like, we all know that.
He has no confidence. He has no, whatever. It was sad though, but it was fine. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay. Speaking of sports, I just have to say, I have to do a little shout out. Venus and Serena are back.
Okay. Yeah. What's that about? I know nothing about tennis.
Wimbledon starts in a couple of weeks, I want to say. Wimbledon is the big tennis tournament in London, and it's kind of like the granddaddy, even though the grounds are...
Have you ever gone to Wimbledon?
I have. I went to Wimbledon 2 years ago. So anyways, Serena just made her come back and played a couple of matches, doubles. And Venus has continued, and she plays here and there and she doesn't really win that much because she's just not as fast as she used to be. But anyways, they got into Wimbledon and they're going to play together doubles again. So it's just very exciting for me.
Okay. So on my end of this, her husband, Serena's husband, whatever his name is, we don't even need to say his name, was at that fight with... Was that
no
yes,
way, really?
Baby, I stopped following him on LinkedIn. I was like, no, you didn't. Like, I expected all the other motherfuckers there, right? The Zuckerbergs, all those other assholes were there, but he was there. And I was like, wow, doesn't make any sense to me. And then the other thing I'm going to say, this is not, look, again, I know nothing about tennis. I respect everything Andrea says about tennis and because I know nothing. Mm-hmm. But the other thing is, I told you this, that whole GLP, the whole selling her husband's fucking GLP-1 thing is driving me up a wall. Like all of her ads because one of the things I loved about her was her body and her fierceness. And now she's looking fierce and whatever. But yeah. So that whole thing has bothered me a lot. If she had just done it quietly, but instead of using her celebrity to do it, I hate all of that. Yeah, I know. Yeah. And then her husband was there and he's...
Yeah, that is sad, but also in some ways not surprising. Like he's a tech dude.
I know. I think though, for me, it's also this thing, like I'm just tired of everyone acquiescing to this motherfucker and I don't get it. Yeah. And like, we don't have to get into the whole the war that's happening in Iran. Why are you laughing at me? Because I said Iranian.
No.
Because he's signed this deal. What?
The peace deal.
No. And you know what? Just to make this even more adamant, let me just play this video.
It's Wednesday night. Cozy up with me to learn about the deal points in the Iran-U.S. ceasefire. Point 1. The United States of America and the Islamic Republic of Iran and their allies in the current war are signing this MOU to declare the immediate and permanent termination of military operations on all fronts, including Lebanon. Well, we're off to a rough start because Israel's not signing this document. J.D. Vance is signing this document on behalf of the United States. Donald Trump won't even put his name on it because he knows that it's bullshit. Point 2, the U.S. and Iran will respect each other's sovereignty and territorial integrity and refrain from interfering in each other's internal affairs. Point 3, we commit to negotiating and achieving a final deal within 60 days. Point 4, immediately upon signing of this MOU, so Friday afternoon, the United States of America will begin the removal of its naval blockade. The naval blockade must be fully removed within 30 days. In addition, the U.S. will remove all of its forces from the proximity of Iran. So we're going to remove all of our troops and the naval blockade before a final deal is even signed? For only the next 60 days, Iran will allow the safe passage of vessels through the Strait of Hormuz. Point 6, and this one's a doozy. The United States, along with its regional partners, will give Iran $300 billion to be used for the reconstruction and economic development of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Donald Trump is going to give Iran $300 billion either from the U.S. Treasury or by using regional partners to fundraise $300 billion for Iran. Point 7, the U.S. will terminate all sanctions against Iran. Point 8, Iran affirms that they will not procure a nuclear weapon for the next 60 days, and that the United States will have a conversation with them in the future about them procuring nuclear weapons, and that they will be able to maintain the status quo of their current nuclear program. We're now to point 10, where the U.S. is going to issue a waiver for the export of Iranian crude oil, petroleum products, and its derivatives, meaning that Iran can make money again by selling its oil. Point 11, the United States will make fully available for use the frozen or restricted funds and assets of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Point 12, they'll assign some officers to ensure that all of this happens. Point 13 just talks about what the timeline is again. And point 14, the final deal will be endorsed by a binding UNSC resolution. So what did we get out of this? The ability to give Iran $300 billion? Doesn't matter. None of this is going to happen anyway because point 1 says that the U.S. and its allies in this current war are signing on to end the military occupations and actions. And Israel's not signing this. Israel has recommitted to continuing to bomb Lebanon and expand their borders until they hit this greater Israel dream that they have. Not a deal.
All of the money that we're sending them now.
$300 billion.
Which is about a little less than twice what everyone said Obama gave them, even though he just unfroze their assets.
He unfroze their assets. Yeah. Listen, I have a lot of issues with Donald Trump. I think that's clear. I think that's clear.
No.
I know. But again, we have to vote in the fall and get him out of office because it's just, I mean, I know we can't get him out of office because he has 2 years, but if we win the Senate and the House, which looks possible, then we can go. I mean, have you seen the reflecting pool? The blue paint is coming up off the.
Oh my God.
It's so embarrassing. It's not even embarrassing. It's like embodying his entire, like that is the analogy of his entire administration.
Totally. Like the destruction of the White House, and now you have this algae filled. It's just, what a mess.
It's a mess.
It's like Pigpen, right? From the Peanuts, where it's like just a big mess following him around everywhere.
I don't even know what to say about it anymore. I feel like the whole idea that he has about spending all this money on all these other things. And I know that, look at the Republicans have acquiesced, right? That's why we're in the situation we're in, because if it was anybody else, they would have gotten him out of there by now.
Yeah. Yeah.
They would have gotten him out of there by now because we had standards before. And you know what, Andrea, I'm not okay with the idea like, oh, but they want to keep their jobs. What? That can't be an excuse anymore. Like, should that ever be an excuse? You know, I have quit for less, for much less. Like, I have quit jobs for much less. Yep. Haven't you been in that situation where you just know ethically somebody was doing something wrong and you quit your job?
Yes, 100%. Yeah. And you just leave.
You just leave because character matters.
Yeah.
But the Republicans keep staying there and they keep allowing it to happen. And then they grow cojones when they're voted out of office. I'm like, what is that? They're like, I'm going to use my last 6 or 8 months or whatever to now show it to him. What? I think that makes you even look more like a coward. I'm serious.
Yeah. They're just built different. Not in a good way, right? I don't know what else to say. There's just something that's different about the mind.
Do you think we'll find our way back?
I feel like you and I talked about this. I do. I have concern that it will not be in my lifetime.
I actually feel more positive about Mamdani. I like seeing Ossoff. I like seeing even Gavin Newsom. I know not your favorite person, but Gavin Newsom pushing back. I like seeing the fierceness of some of these people finally like just trying to bring it back somewhere. But I think you're right. The amount of fixing we're going to have to do, and I'm not talking about the East Wing and all that stuff will be easy to fix. That's the easy stuff to fix, right? Yeah. It's going to cost us money, but we can take his name. Oh my God, did you see what he did to the Lincoln
That was
Center?
Another joyful thing. That was last weekend.
Well, it was joyful, but now he has a tarp up there because you didn't want people to see your name come down.
Yeah.
But people got the side view. And one of those guys up there, I hope they were Latino too, were taking like a video and shit. Like, please take a video of that shit. And it's going to come out later. I know. I'm just sad.
I'm going to bring us back to joy.
Bring us back to joy, girl. Go ahead.
And connect it maybe slightly to maybe a little bit to politics, right? So as I said, I've been watching the World Cup and it's good in all kinds of ways. The Iranian team are the finest motherfuckers on the pitch. I got to tell you need to watch the game with the Iranian team. I told my daughter we were watching and I was like, oh, I want to see Uruguay because that's traditionally for me, those are the finest, right?
Okay.
And then we were watching the Iranian, I can't even remember who they played. It doesn't even matter because whatever. We watched their game. They played in LA the other night and she goes,
wait, did you go to the game?
Oh no, we were just watching on TV. Too expensive. And she goes, this is my 15-year-old. She's no, mama, these are the hottest guys.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. That's a good way to bring it back to politics and to joy. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us. Any last words?
It's all about the joy, kids.
It really is all about the joy. Remember that. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, everyone. Bye. Thanks for stopping by. All about the joy. Be better and stay beautiful, folks. Have a sweet day.